been working very hard. I'll show you a few things that I've got. Well, I'll show you this too. There's a whole jar of opals. What I'm going to do very quickly, we've got a little bit of time with daylight on it. So we're going to go away from here over to here. And we're going to hunt through this to see if we can find some extra opal just for extra fun. This is a nearly given up box. This is a not so given up box. Over here. Oh, right, look at this. That looks like lovely opal. We've got some sunshine, so let's go to the sunshine. There we go. And there's only one other element to add to this. More of a compound than an element. Water. So I'll quickly just throw some water on here, and hopefully, I'm just going to check to see where you are oriented here. There we go. Oriented, and I'll zoom in just a little bit. Not too much. And then I'll also set up a little bit of shade for you, because you need the shade, or else this is going to be very short-lived. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to quickly have a look around, see if we can spot something. I can't see the camera whilst we're doing this. I noticed just as I was putting the phone down there were 2 likes, so whoever has liked, thank you very much. The sun is at its lowest, and I've realised that the selection of opal is actually quite a science. It actually goes back to the ancient Greek. I know this sounds like one of those stupid rants that people say, but it goes back to the ancient Greeks, because they're the ones who realised that the sun's rays can be described as parallel. There's something for you. In that goes. And that means that basically wherever you are in the world, there is a fraction of a difference, like a few degrees difference in the sun angle. So where you are exactly here, there's not much of a difference no matter where I go in the garden. And so that means that when you're looking for opal, if the opal angle and the sun angle is important, then you just got to wait for the sun to move. You can't actually move yourself very much. You can move yourself in relation to the opal, you can't move the sun. So that's why certain times of the day are good for opal, and evening's actually one of those good times. So let me just drag up some. If you're seeing some opal, I can't see what you're saying, so that'll be quite annoying. Also, what's annoying is the ants. They are going. There we go. Now this is quite a heavily picked through set of opals, so I'm not expecting huge amounts of opal, but at the same time I now know that there's no chance that you're going to pick through them all. Here we go, there's another one. So you'll always find colour pretty much. And also Cooperpedy is one of those areas where, and most of the opal's coming from Cooperpedy. So, oh, I found a good one there, hang on, it's just here. In we go, yoink. Yeah, good, got some colour on that one, some shine, some flash. So most of it's just been like colour bordering on flash. That was flash, genuine flash, not much of it, but genuine. Now, because I know what I've told you about the sun here, I know that this area here, if you can see where I'm, yeah, just to the left here, that way. As a matter of fact, I'll move it over. This is where the opal actually is, from my perspective. Anyway, just look around. Oh, is that one opal? No. So we'll look very carefully and closely. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to partially submerge. There's a lot of water underneath here, so if I partially submerge the opals like that, that seems to work a bit better. Is that one? Yeah, it is. Very faint, but it is. Let's put that one in the water, see what we get. That one is some colour. Very faint once again, but it is colour. Ah, there's another one. Colour. That's probably, yeah, there you go. Colour. I think that's one I just put down. Why did I put it down? There's some colour in that one. See, once you know where the spot is, now the spot's going to move relatively quickly, so it's hard to keep up. That one got colour, so I've got 2 chunks of colour there. And this is in heavily worked opal. You know, I've looked through it multiple times, and you just still keep fine stuff. As you can see, it's, in all seriousness, it's really quite white. There's some more colour in there. It's quite white, so these are not like these amazing gems that I was starting off with, but occasionally an amazing gem comes through. All you have to do is kind of change the focus of your operation a bit by moving the opal around. You know, this spot is a spot that returns the colour, so you just move a few different opals to the same spot. Then you just do the whole process again. And I've explained before that it's like rolling a dice. It's determined by its orientation, the opal's orientation with respect to the sun, and then your orientation with respect to that. Like I was saying, it's really quite a lot of maths involved. What that means is that unless you're in the right spot at the right time, basically, you're not going to get it. And you can pick the right spot, you can't pick the right time. And with this number of opals, it's more efficient just to have them randomly stacked so that the angles are always different. I'll give it another 2 minutes and then we're going to finish and go into the opal cutting, because quite frankly there is a lot of opal to cut anyway. Oh, there's another one. Yep, that's looking promising for other reasons, so I'll put that in. There was no colour on that one, but it had some black in it and it's Cooper Pedy stone, so I like having a look at the black stuff. Oh, here's some colour, here's some colour, some good colour. Hopefully that's the one. Yep, there it is. So I don't know if you can see that, but I think we'll be done now, because I don't know how much of this experience you're getting anyway. Oh, there's another one. So let's go. So there's all the opals that I found. We may cut 1 or 2 of those. But as I said, we're starting to get to the real dregs of these opals, so I'm not expecting huge successes from them. But I think, what was it, that one? That one. Yeah, I noticed that we're discussing nationalities. Okay. Hello, Daisy the Bunny, it's good to see you. I have no idea where you come from. I presume you're not an Aussie, or you are an Aussie, or I don't know, Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Oh, Australia fits in there somewhere. So, I think we'll practice with this opal at any rate. Oh, this doorway's wide open. Like that. Just some housekeeping. I've been quite busy trying to get the place clear. The goal, that drawer there, needs to go under there, in that spot there. So I've been doing a whole heap of things, and also I've been sick of getting splashed. So what I've done is I've built this little frame to put that piece of pallet on. So now I've got, and it's also works well as a bit of shelving as well. So what I might do, I've got these things, I'll show them to you. I've got these things coming out the wazoo. Basically, every time there's a council clean-up, you can see this used to be a part of a bed for a little kid. I've got them coming out the wazoo because like they always like just junking. They don't see this. Like, that's beautiful plywood, really. This one's not beautiful plywood because I've accidentally gotten it wet and it's started to delaminate, but you know, I've got plenty of it, so it doesn't matter if it does delaminate, really. But because I've got so much, I can just sit there and make things out of it, and it's quite a lot of fun. I'm moving this away. This is a set of opals which I have found the colour in, and there is some good colour in there. I might just grab 1 or 2 of those that are sitting in there. I can't. It'll take too long. Let's just get this show on the road. Yoink. Water on. The other thing I'm going to be doing, see this side gauge, I'll move this over a bit so you can see it. This thing here, this is a size gauge. I reckon getting rid of that from this spot here and then moving it all the way over to there next to the thing. So when I want to measure the size, I'll literally move the whole works around to the side and do it there. That means that I've got a lot more room to work with. So I think that's probably a good option. Now, Oh, one other thing before we start, we go turn around. You'll notice there's actually a cloth behind me now, sheltering me from the sun. Did that too. That was all because I had holidays. So let's see what this one we found in the random rock pile is going to do. In case you're wondering what is going on here, if you haven't bothered to read the title, I'm an opal cutter. Not a professional opal cutter. I'm a professional idiot. I'm not a professional opal cutter. But basically, I have fun cutting opals. Do it for a hobby. And it seems there's a lot of people who do it for a hobby. And so I've joined a beautiful community of people who just love cutting opals or watching opals being cut, or just like going fishing or talking to people. Me personally, I like going fishing, but I just don't like being cruel to the poor fishes. So apparently that's a problem with Tinder profiles, because like you need to, if you're a real man, you need to be there with a picture of a fish. So if ever I have to go onto that platform again, I will go, many apologies for the absence of a fish. I know you girls love it. Can't get enough of fish murder. Please accept my apologies. Please accept instead this elephant carcass that I shot with my own bare hands, raw. I'm a man. Yes, I did, Bailey. Sorry. I've been meaning to send you an email. I've just been really busy. I've actually had 2 sessions where I've cut them. Let me show you one of them if I can, because you'll like it. If I can find it. Have a look at this bad boy. That's one of yours. Fully cut. It's in my drawer, ready for presentation. In the end, there was so much material on it. Oh, this one's yours too. It's not as good though. This one's one of yours as well, but it didn't quite have as much shine as the other one. So it's quite a nice opal in its own right, but I mean, when you show that other one first, you can't even, like, people are going, oh, what is that anyway? That one might do with an extra bit of polishing too, but you know, at the moment what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get through this giant stack of opals, which is just getting bigger. Oh, it's a stunner, mate. It is an absolute stunner. And there's another one. Hang on. I know where that one is. Let me see if I can find it. There's one that was hilarious because it had such a dome on it. It made me realise that I actually don't know how to deal with a high quality dome. It's this guy here. So if you have a look at this one here, I'll get it wet for you. So, is that? No, didn't think there was a mark on it. So, don't worry too much about the camera quality. That will end up looking very much like the other one. But it's so big and so domey, I didn't realise that I was not that experienced at dealing with domes. So, you know, it was quite a bit of a challenge for me. So I'm just getting the bit of this done now. But basically the opal was too good for me, mate. Too good. Sorry, I'm just, because I've got it on the dot stick, I was taking advantage of the situation. There we go. Yeah. Well, the second piece is quite good itself, but it just doesn't look good compared to that first one. And this one is a stunner too, because like no matter which way, it'll blink at you. It's so good. It's just, there's a few angle problems. Get that one sorted out. There we go. Nearly got it under control. This one's yours, and it is an absolute smasher. Yeah, nearly got the dome under control now. But yeah, that's one of yours. I'll do that one later because it really takes I need to think about that one. That guy's not yours. This guy is. So let's. Is that one yours? I think it is. We'll just cut into it. Why not? This is one of your original potches. Just so you know, I think that one's yours. That one's not yours. There's a few sitting in here. Think that one, from memory, just so you know. But this one I think is yours as well. If it's not, we'll pretend it is. I lied, this is from Lightning Ridge. Sorry, mate. So I just recognised the white cap on it. I'm going, no, that's not yours. That's a Lightning Ridge. Let me just see if I can find one of yours. That's yours, but I won't use it. What about this one? Look like yours. This one's yours. Yep. This time for sure. So it all looks really nice, mate. So this one is most decidedly yours. And we're going to see the colours about now. That should look a bit familiar to you now. Just so you know, I haven't weighed the other one up yet, but I think it'll probably top 3 or 4 carats even. The only thing going against it is it's freeform. So I just couldn't bear to cut off good opal when it was that good. So I opted for a freeform style shape. This is another of those opals that's going to present a dome problem. Look at that. Okay, so how do you attack this opal? It's got shine there, it's got shine there, it's got shine there. Look at it all. Yeah, it's a whopper. It's an absolute whopper. The cool thing was that as you cut into it, the colour got bigger. I didn't want to actually jinx it, but as I cut deeper, as I was polishing, it just got better and better. So I suspect there's a few points of colour that I could have extracted from it bigger than what we have. But I lost my nerve. So let's get this one and see. I'm going to have to probably face it on the smallest part, but I'll try and roll a lot of the sides into it, and there's a spot there, so I'll just cut that whole section off. Now Caleb and the other opal cutters understand why I did that. For the rest of you, one of the most painful lessons that you learn when you're cutting opals is that you should never just sit there and go, oh, maybe I can just rub that that spot out of it. More often than not, you're just rubbing away perfectly good opal. You're better off cutting the opal where that spot happens to be, and then making 2 opals out of it. Because in the end, what happens is that when you try and salvage a spot out of an opal, more often than not, you end up with a stone that is smaller than the 2 stones you would have cut had you cut it in half. So it only took, you know, a couple of $1,000 worth of opal ruined for me to figure that one out. Such a quick learner I am. But eventually it's like, it's almost you've got to look for a spot to cut it. You've got to be keen to cut it. I know it sounds counterintuitive. You want the biggest opal possible, but you want to cut it. You want to find that spot to cut it. And that way you will get the biggest opal possible. You may well see a case in point here. So we've got an opal here with what we have to regard as an insanely high dome. Should I even consider cutting it in half? So what we've got a kernel. Let's have a look and show you. So you can see that dark ring. That dark ring is actually helping to accentuate the colour on the left-hand side of the opal, or the right-hand side, depending on whether this phone image is mirrored. Underneath that is more colour once again. So you're seeing the colour from which is being slightly highlighted by the dark. So there is a strategy. I could possibly consider cutting it right down the middle here and making 2 stones out of that. I'm just weighing my options. What I'll do is I'll cut another stone and think about that one, because I don't want to go rushing into something silly. So let's just do something fun whilst we wait for me to decide what to do. Sometimes when you look at the stone from a different angle, you go, oh yeah, this is the course of action I need to take. So we're going to do that. In the meantime, what I'll do is let's slice up a knobby or a piece of lightning ridge opal and see if we can win on the gamble. So there is no colour on this whatsoever, but if there is colour here, this one is a piece of crystal on dark opal, or black opal even. You can see that there. So that means that these guys really shine up well. Presuming there's any colour at all. There's no guarantee of anything. Hello Daphne the dog. Time for her afternoon, we'll call it a movement. Might be something there. Let's just get, oh yeah, there is. So let's just take this down like so. Ordinarily I would slice this because I just told you that's what to do. But part of the deal here is I'm trying to remove material to see what's underneath. So slicing it is counterintuitive. Look, there it is, there it is, there it is. I can see it. It's coming. Hopefully it's not being destroyed by the sand there, but I can see just the tiniest amount. Okay. So there's cracks here. There's good opal here. There's now good opal here as well. Do I need to cut it in half? I don't know. It's looking probable that I do. But at the moment I just want to expose the opal and see what we've got. So once we know what we've got, I am then going to worry about whether to cut it or not. Because there's a very specific kind of cut I need to do. I'm going to carve this back here, like so. I'm seeing some really good things here. Okay, yes, come on. Okay, just going to move it up here so you can see what I can see. Can you see that little bit of shine? That's right on top of a crack as well. So hang on for a second. There's a lot of talking going on here. Right, sorry about that. So here we go. What have we got here? We've still got the colour is right on where that hole is. The holy of holies, I suppose. Here we go. Getting a better idea of what's going on here. Still need to get rid of that yellow material. While I've been cutting this, I've been looking at all the places that I need to slice this. I don't have such conundrums sitting with Caleb's stone. And the thought has occurred to me, and tell me if you feel I'm being a bit foolhardy, but perhaps I should throw caution to the wind, cut it in half, and see what we've got. Not this one, the Caleb stone. I think I've got to cut this one here, like this. There's another crack here, got to cut through that, and we'll just see what we get. Bearing in mind this stone is a complete gamble. Oh, it's a tease, this one. This is another of these strip tease opals, because it's always got this hint of colour. Maybe I've got colour, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm going to please you, maybe I won't. I'm going to cut right along that defect line. Maybe I can get it to work on the opposite side if it won't work on this. Giving me twice a chance. But you can see this is getting quite small now. Don't worry, there's another half to work with. But I'm cutting right along the sand, and where did it go? It went in here. Found it. Yay! Yep. Moly, 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 moly. For those Austin Power fans. No, baby, that's not my bag. Seriously, baby, that's not my bag. One book saying this is definitely my bag, baby. You can imagine Austin Powers going out in the Middle East going, honestly, who throws this shoe? You've just annoyed everyone, Austin Powers. Oh, don't worry. Just enjoy the opals. Have you been working today? Or have you had bad news? If you have, you don't have to mention it on my stream. Oh, I hate it. So in my household, I'm not going to tell you who got it, but basically a lot of people did, including the dog. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, you poor thing. You know, at least part of you is not its normal chatty self. Another part of you is. Yeah, so, yeah, I tell you what, sadly, I didn't, well, not sadly, but thankfully I didn't get it. But I think watching, you know, people you love and care for going through it is probably, I'm not going to say worse or just as bad. It's just you don't want to do that either. Oh, that's nice. Because if people are taking sick days, that's actually a sign that that all is not well. Not just, you know, sickness-wise, but all is not well mentally, as in the job is not helping them. I'm trying to say it's a sign that their workplace is toxic. Got there. So if they're calling to see what's going on, that's one thing you probably don't want to hear as a manager. Tell you what's funny, if you go through YouTube and have a look at all those old Codral ads, you know, those old soldier on with Codral, soldier on, bring that awful disease into work, soldier on. Oh. So the government sponsored thing will say. Oh yeah, fine. So probably you would have said something a little bit more diplomatic to your job. I was just thinking, Codral, the government sponsored test. Hang on, I've got it. It's all come together now. It all becomes clear. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this into a cab regardless of what it is now. So if anybody wants to be picked up and taken to 3418, no, cab is in Cabochon, of course. But I have decided to, having done this one, it's given me the courage to cut Caleb's in half. So we will do that. Nice. Soldier on with Codral, soldier on, soldier on, soldier on with Codral, soldier on, soldier on. Your grandma isn't dead yet, let's make her lungs upset. Soldier on with Codral, soldier on. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Oh, are you worried about me and my the blade here? Let me show you a little secret. Ta-da! Magic trick. Yeah, it cuts hard things. So my iron will, if it comes in contact with the blade, yeah, sure. But not my finger. Listen, I didn't know that when I started this. It's just a giant whirling blade of doom, as far as I was concerned. And then one day I accidentally touched it and I'm like, oh, this doesn't hurt. Excellent. Well, I'm sure some colour will appear eventually, but let's give this other opal the treatment. So what I'm thinking of doing is to make it slightly better. I will carve at a slight angle. Here we go. From what I've been hearing from you, my friend, you probably haven't seen this stream or this setup before. I'll show you a few of its features in a second once I finish cutting this. I'll show you how it all works. Because you're right to be careful, but the weird thing is, it's not the whirling blade, but the swirling dust. That's the biggest issue. What? I didn't take it off. I kind of had it already injured. And just because the water was constantly going on it and I was constantly pushing, it was more actually pushing with the index finger. You can still see. Pushing with the index finger against the stone was causing more issues than the actual blade was. But it finally had enough when it contacted the blade, and it was just so weakened by everything. It's on the other side here. I don't know what to do. What I'll do is I'll straighten it out, and hopefully that'll cause more fun to happen. Yep, straighten it out here. What I'm doing here is I'm just pushing down one of the corners, and I need to round that corner off. Pushing down one of the corners and then pushing the whole side against, so that push down corner kind of creates a bit of an angle, so it's sort of just starts working the stone back to what I consider to be a flat angle. And I'm favouring this side because that's where I want the angle to happen. But I can also just work this particular chunk of colour a little bit more vigorously than ordinarily because it's a bit thicker here, so I need to thin the stone down a bit. But when you're faced with this situation, you do thin the stone a little bit, but when you think about the overall reduction of mass, seeing you've got a smaller section here, you're better off just rounding this a bit more from this side, making sure this is perfectly symmetrical, because that actually reduces the loss of material. Because every time you cut this a bit shorter, it's moving into the thicker bit, so this opal's getting just that slight bit thicker. So you make sure that you're just paying attention to all of these little details. to try and slowly get the shape working the way you want it. And when you're making the shape work the way you want it, you're also making sure that you're maintaining as many carats as possible. Oh. Yeah. Look, I try to joke when I'm on this stream, but like, well, you've tried talking on a live stream. By the way, how's this for an idea? During the night, on Wednesday, I'm going to go to work, and what I'm thinking of doing is getting an old phone, connecting it to a power source, and just live streaming Loki, because she'll be on her own most of the day, and I'm worried about her plucking. So maybe I can create pluck watch, so people could just watch and just give a timestamp for when Loki plucks, so we can crowdsource her health. Hello there. 4K hair follicles. Yes, definitely. Laughs uproariously, pretending he knows what that meant. Welcome, Sam Platypus, by the way. There we go, that's that one done. And so I think I had the right concept. That's about a carat. Let's move it in, have a look at it. Oh, really? That's interesting. I'm going on my own internal internet. And I've also just tweaked a few things to make sure that the colours come out. Please believe me that I've done that. Let's just try and... I'll zoom out a bit. Hopefully that'll work a bit better. No, it's not. Stupid thing. Unbelievable. Now the moment we start talking about how good the focus is. Alright, I'll move that over to here. That's done. It's another Caleb's opals. Now this here is going to be a lot of fun to fix up because I cut it at an angle and now it's all twisty. So I think it was the right call still, but it's going to be a lot of hard work to fix it up. There we go. Let's yeah, that'll do. First things first, let's just get all the rough edges done and we'll see what's proud. So this bit is proud. Is it shiny? No, it's not, so carve that down. Is that shiny now? No, carve that down. That makes life a bit easier if we just have one bit that's not shiny. Is that shiny yet? Nope, carve it down again. Now we're pretty much the correct height, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. I will have to just correct this a bit on this side. Seeing this is a side that's not particularly shiny, I'll do most of the modification here, because it doesn't matter if I lose that opal. Let's see. Once again, bring that in. Now we've got an opal which is roughly the correct shape. Now we can just start working on the dragging out of the colour, which is here somewhere. Just need to find it. Well, hang on. I think it's right at that end which I was bringing down and bringing in. Where are you, colour? There it is. Yay! All right, good. This side. So we just flatten out that. Make sure that's not a crack. It isn't. It's a divot, not a crack, which is, well. So I'm flattening this completely now. Making it 100% flat. Trying to make sure that I don't lose any more opal when I have to cut the sides. So yes, flattening this the right way is actually a good way of preserving the opal. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of, I've got it flat in the middle and I've got kind of two kind of tapers going up, which isn't perfect, but in the circumstance that's what I need to do to make it look flat. And what I can do is I can taper it from the ends as well and make a little notch to put into a ring maybe. So that's not a mistake, it's a feature. Okay. I think we figured it out now. Yeah. The funny thing is, just so you know, Sam, I can speak allegory when I'm not doing a live stream. It's sometimes hard to do language of any kind. Sometimes I'm lucky to go, me got opal, look, pretty shiny. So thanks to Caleb's brief appearance, I hunted down one of his opals. And that is the result. I've got that little pill there. That's about, it's not quite as big as the other one. I'll call it 1 carat for the sake of argument. But it's probably a little bit smaller than 1 carat. It's one of those situations where you just keep cutting it back because it seems to get better as you do it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's really nice now. Should I roll it in? I certainly should. Rolling it in helps because it just presents more surface to light. Sure, it all works out mathematically. Here we go. There we go. And just carve that down a tiniest bit. There we go. And then flatten that just the tiniest bit. There we go. Okay, so it's not as bright as the previous one, but it certainly is quite nice. I'll just give you, you can just see those stripes that are on it. Yeah, I know. That's why, don't worry. But when you were able to show, like in the original set of rough that you gave me, you're able to show colour bands, those thin colour bands. And it was very hard to actually see those colour bands. So you must have like, you know, a sun strength light somewhere. Right, let's see what else we've got. That one's yours as well, but I need to cut that one in sunlight because there is colour there, I just can't see it. All right, let's have a look. This looks like yours. By the way, say hello to Bailey Opals. He's the guy who sold it to me. Those last 2 stones that I cut were his. This is most certainly your material, mate. Let's see where the colour happens to be. Have I still got sunlight out there? No, I don't. It's just, the sun's just disappeared behind the horizon. Just looking to see where I can find the colour. Found it. The colour is just here, just sitting underneath there. There it is. Watch this. I'll just expose it so I'm not lying, so you can see I'm not lying. This is the bit where the opal betrays me, I suppose. Ah, you were lying. There is no colour. No, I think we're going to get there. By the way, Caleb, but guys, this is Caleb. He's the guy who actually provided me with the opal. I can tell your opal a mile off. I presume you can as well, can't you? You just look at a piece of opal and go, yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, fair enough. I have to use God's one, the sun. I think it's not just the brightness of the light, it have to be the color response too. I'm not sure which spectral lines it has to cross, but there are specific spectrum that it needs to have. That'd be an interesting study all in its own right. By the way, Caleb, from my perspective, it's almost as if all Cooper Pedy has some kind of colour in it. That's how I feel anyway. But at any rate, the original question is, you can tell what your opal is, can't you? Absolutely. Hang on, I'll get that other piece, right, and I'll just carve a flat spot in it. And then I'll carve a flat spot here as well. Basically a poor man's facet. So I don't know if this is going to show up, but when you zoom in, let's have a look. You can see that it kind of glows where the corners are. Now some Cooper Pedy opal does that naturally, but there's this combination of grey and that kind of corner glow that makes it very distinctive. There you go, have a look at that. Yeah, but that's almost a guarantee that it's come from somewhere around where you've been mining it. The funny thing is that I also know where some of the other areas are. I mean, the easiest is Andamuka, I reckon. White Cliffs as well. But these lightning ridge knobbies come pretty much from the same spot as well. There's another version of it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if like the nuance that happens from mine to mine can be identified as well. The field is probably something all of us can do. Probably mine to mine is something that some of you Cooper Pedy boys or the old timers can do. Yeah. You do what you need to do, mate. Keep mining opal and send some more. I will be mining more from you. Everyone else, like and subscribe to him, because if you want some good opal material, he does send out ads occasionally. He's only one bloke. He's a young fella. But the thing is that means that he'll have a limited supply. So that means it's first in, first served. I don't mind getting beaten out by somebody else. So don't worry about me. Have a go at this stuff. Really, it is quite a lot of fun to cut through this opal. You're missing out if you're not. Whoa. Bit too aggressive there, I think. I had to be, because there was a bit of darkness there. But that darkness is okay in the end. Didn't need to worry. I thought it was something else. I thought it was sand. I think Caleb's going to go right at the time when we're going to get some really nice opal showing. The reason for that is because there is, if you have a look underneath here, you'll see that dark patch. So usually Cooper Pedy opal is quite white. You can see that this is quite dark. The darker the stone, the more the colour stands out. The more the colour stands out. So what's going to happen now, if there's any colour underneath here, the darkness is just going to bring out the colour. Not quite like black opal, but not too bad. Let's see what happens. Presuming, guys, that Caleb has left the building, so be honoured, you were there amongst opal royalty there. If you have a look on his channel, you see the kind of stuff him and his dad do. It's really cool. There we go. And as we suspected, there's a lot of dark underneath here. Come on, you can do it. So what do you reckon, fellas? Do you think that this is going to be one of those opals that only shows up just on the very end? Or is there more to it? Let's just get this bit here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to cut this opal. I'm going to slice it. Hello there, RM619. Salam is all I can say. Yeah, and I'm hoping I'm speaking in the right language. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off here. Hopefully we'll be able to see a cross-section of opal when I cut it. If we don't, what I'll do is I'll cut another thin slither and we'll keep going until we find it. That's a good cut. Have a look at that. What it tells me is that the opal is slightly skew-if. So I'm going to carve it back like so. This will give us a better chance of actually cutting a more uniform stone. Had I not known that, I might have accidentally cut through the colour band without realising it, just assuming that it was all going straight across. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting through the bottom of it just to make it parallel with the actual opal material. Okay, after this one, we're going to be hunting around for the Magnum Opal, which is of course a corruption of the Magnus Opus. The highlight of the day. So we'll cut through a whole heap of stones, see if we can find something really cool. And once we've found that really cool thing, we go, yep, that's the cool thing. We'll look at it, we'll go, ah, together. At the moment, I'm just feeling very fortunate that I found that inconsistency, because I would have just cut a very bad opal if I hadn't. So this opal, nothing here so far, so I'm just trimming it back. No point in having a stone that doesn't shine, so there's nothing lost there. But I'll just roll this in like so. Roll in. Roll in. Let's have a look. There we go, so we've got a little bit of movement here. It's proving itself to be quite difficult to nail down, isn't it? Where's that other piece? Let's have a quick look at it. I'm just going to try rolling this over. I've got a suspicion that maybe it's the end rolling that's doing it. So this came off that piece like so. So let's just roll this end and see what happens. Do we get anything like it? Nope. Business as usual. All right. Excellent. So let's just try and find where this terminates in. I can see some of it there. I think the colour is going through that dark patch, so we'll see what happens. This might be interesting, or it might turn into nothing. Either way, entertainment. There we go. Found it. Just a little bit of colour there. So it's an interesting thing. The colour is kind of sitting on the brown as well as the white. So kind of a weird opal, really. I think I'll keep it like that. Kind of nice. Kind of a little like a chocolate marble. Look at that. Should never have doubted. As I go deeper into that material, the better it gets. Now, a lot of the time people say, you've got to make sure it's all consistent in colour. That ain't happening here. Nor do I really want it to. It's kind of fascinating like this. So what I'm doing now is I am just shaping it. Now this opal is certainly not what you consider conventional, but in my opinion it is absolutely spectacular. I'm just trying to work out how to tidy it up properly. Just got to move the back up a bit. It needs to be a consistent width. So what I'm doing is I'm putting more grinding emphasis on this thicker part of the stone. Hopefully that will encourage the rest of the stone to come into line. Then I just grind the back. Oh my goodness, look at that. You'll see what I'm... getting the impression that this is going to be one of them weird stones that we're not going to forget in a hurry. Because it's coming through here. Have a look, it's coming through on the back. Look at that. So which bit do I use? I don't know. It's just looking like a pretty phantasmagorical kind of stone to me. I mean, at the moment the front's winning, but gee, spoiled for choice. That is bizarrely beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to just round it off here because it doesn't seem to be responding to any further. So I'll just cut my losses, I think, or cut my gains, because what an opal this is. Whoop. Don't want to do that too many times. So this is another of Caleb's stones. Absolutely stupendous. Oh, thanks for the likes, guys. But quite frankly, I'd be liking this too if I saw something like that come out. Wow. Look at that. Unbelievable. Very, very likeable. Okay, look at that. I'm going to dop that one up because I think that it's just going to be a case of what else will it produce. Now, because we know what it's doing, I thought I saw some colour there. I was going, nah, I can't believe it. So we'll get this tiny little offcut and see if we can do the same thing. Nothing yet. Whoa! Where did you go? Oh well. Looks like it went away from me. So let's go find another opal. We won't waste time hunting around. Let's have a look at this one. This is a bit of an offcut from another lightning ridge stone. We'll very quickly see if there's any colour sitting within it. For those who have just tuned in, there has been an absolute avalanche of brilliant opal that's just come out. Most of it was due to Caleb, the supplier of the stone. And he came on for a brief few minutes to chat. Then he had tea to have. He's a busy boy. So now I've just finished off one of his stones and I was astounded by what I found. It was not at all conventional, but it was amazing nonetheless. So that's going to be a lot of fun to polish up that one. This stone is from Lightning Ridge, and it looks like it's just going to be a piece of dark crystal, which is fun. But I don't think there's any colour in it. That's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve this into a stone anyway. I might facet it even. Well, we'll see. Just depending on how I'm feeling. But whilst we're doing that, we'll just check to see if any colour materialises, because this particular opal, when it does come into colour, boy does it do so in a spectacular way. Definitely not a magnum opal, but not bad. What I'm thinking of doing, I reckon if you have something which has got a bit of sand in it, you might be able to use an opal like this as a cover, like a triplet cover. Let's see, I've got some opal just over there. Let's try it. So I'm just going to flatten this as best I can. So I'm spending a little bit of extra effort just getting this super flat. A bit of extra translucency probably won't hurt, so I'm not worried about that. But I'll need to have it flat so that the other piece of opal presses perfectly against it. Right, let's see how this goes. So I've got this piece of opal, and it's just a little bit, it's got too much sand in it to make a proper doublet. But I'm just going to see what happens if we put it behind. Let's see what happens if we stick it behind. What happens? Give it some water. I like that. Yeah, okay. Look at that. So let's just move it like this. There we go. Yeah, that's not a bad little, that's an interesting type of doublet. I think I like that. All right. I think we're going to do it. I'll get some super glue and I'll stick it together, see if we can make something good. All right, that's not the Magnus opal though. The Magnum opal, not Magnus. All right. Just looking through the final bunches here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this lightning ridge knobby and I'm just going to carve into it. I don't hold much hope. It looks a bit too sandy for my liking. Might actually just go around the outside and see what we get. Oh no, seems like the sand resolves a bit. Could be wrong. That's irrespective of whether there's actually colourful opal within it though. So this is a complete gamble, a complete chance. Will it have colour? Will it not have colour? So once I've cut through this, I'm going to then do some rocking to see if I can find if there's a directionality to any of the colour, if there is any colour at all. First things first, we'll just look through it. Okay, so common sense says cut through the sand on this side like this. I'm not going to do this very much because I'm not going to do the common sense thing, because I've started to learn a few things about opals. That's what common sense says, but I think that sand produces opals, so maybe if we cut through this side we might get to some colourful opal before we get to the sand. So let's just see if that works out. Now the chances of this working out, not very good, so don't sit there and pray. Well, you can pray for a miracle if you like, but you know, there's probably better miracles to pray for. Right. Such as healing Adele from Galloping Gastro. There's one for you. And if you don't know what that is, you're lucky. Okay, we're into the darker and the black potch. What a potch, what a potch. I get the impression that this side is deeper than the other side, so I'm going to just start angling the cut a bit. Right, what has that done? Not a sausage. All right, I'm going to cut the other side, the traditional side. I don't think we got anything, so we're now just carving through it just to see what happens. If the colour shows up here, it's got a black backdrop because we know there's black behind, so, you know, win-win. But it's probably going to be a bit of a lose-lose here. Yep. I'm going to cut straight through at this angle on the slim hope that something's going to happen, but I don't think so. Nothing, nada, zip. Rightio. Let's have a quick look here. Saw just the tiniest flash of blue on this guy. Noting that the colour, the sandbar runs this direction. Right. I just saw the way the sand was running there, so I'm just going to explore that sand just to see what it looks like. Cut across the sand now, may as well. Now we know the direction of travel. We'll just clean this up and see if we can spot anything. So let's just have a look at this quickly. So you can see that you can see that chunk of sand right in the middle there. That tells me that sand is where the opal will be, if there is opal. There's the sand there. If we go around to the back, there's the opal. So you can see that's roughly on the same level. So let's see what happens. Okay, if we're going to get the opal, we're going to get it now. Let me just go around the outside of the stone just to make it doubly clear what's going on here. And also I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to make sure I'm happy to be wrong if I get a good opal out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to cut as far as I dare on the back just to make sure. Just give yourself the best chance possible. It's okay to be a stubborn bugger so long as you are able to learn as well. Right, so let's go. Nice and carefully through the potch. Those white sand spots are annoying me because they should be opal, but we'll see. Oh yeah, we're getting it. Look at that. Don't think this is going to be magnum opal, but there is opal there. That's good. Just very gently dusting it off because there's not very much opal in this, but if you're just a bit cautious in the way you extract it, you can make quite an attractive looking stone. You have to flatten out the bottom. There's not very much bottom to flatten out. You never know, it might do you a favour and show you where the colour is underneath. So where's the colour? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it off from there because that's where that flat spot is. That will also help us to identify any more precious opal that's sitting in there because we now have a cross section. Let's quickly go into here. Have a look at what's going on with it. There's still enough for a 1 carat stone in this thing. I don't think there will be, but yeah, there you go. Nice little piece of precious opal just shown up. Not very big, but you know, nice. So it's something to do with that scoop that's been taken out of it. I think that there was originally sand in there and then the agitator took out most of that sand. Yeah, look at that. So that's interesting. There's a little bit of precious opal sitting in there. We can't really capitalise on it, but it's good to know it's there. So let's just flatten out this bit here. I'm not intending on using this side, but I have to have a nice flat stone, so may as well. There we go. Going very gently now because I don't want to encroach on the precious opal on the opposite side, unless of course there is a better opportunity here, which I don't think there is. I think we're better off just going and rolling this bit in, seeing what we get. Right, so what does that look like? Yep, so what we've got here, you can see it. You can see that little chunk of opal, which will probably go precious as we go along here. So let's just get rid of that. Got to live in hope. I'm getting rid of the sandy layer, and I'm going to have a look and see if it goes precious underneath there. No, but we know what layer we're dealing with. It's just this gunmetal grey layer. At certain points, it'll turn precious. So I'm just going to gently expose it, see if we get any more precious opal than what we've already got. If we don't, well, that's just the way things go. If we do, then yippee. So what does it end up doing? A little bit more, not huge amounts, but a little bit. Going to go underneath this black, because it seems that this black is actually hiding a little bit of the precious. Yeah, we got a bit more out of it, so let's just keep carving this black down. Carve that off. Okay, well technically this is a black opal, so yay, but it's not going to be a particularly valuable one. Doesn't have enough on it. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to make a nice smooth stone. If that accidentally rubs off the remainder of the precious opal, it won't really be that much of a loss. So don't need to be too ultra cautious with it. But most of the precious is sitting there on the edge, so not the best. So I think we've got a definite case of not magnum opal there. Right. You can see I'm getting dishpan hands from all of this. Bit of fun. So what we say here is we say, Lightning Ridge, you've had your chance. Let's see what Cooper Pedy can offer us. Don't get me wrong, I quite like the Lightning Ridge stuff, but I'm starting to get the impression that the Cooper Pedy's opals are a bit of an underdog here. They tend to shine a lot. They do a lot of the heavy lifting in the opal industry as well. When you look at wedding rings, people are not particularly interested in a Lightning Ridge opal. They're interested in a white stone. Yeah, a little bit of potch. Hello, Adrian Burgess. There was, if you're talking about the lightning ridge opal that I was dealing with, there was just the tiniest amount of colour on the edges, and there's a little bit of colour that was shining through. But ultimately, I don't think it was going to be ever a valuable opal, so I ended up just going a bit hard on it just to see if there's anything underneath, of which there was not very much. There was a little bit, but I think I cut through more precious opal than I gained by cutting through it. Is that the Georgian flag by any chance? No, got opal in my eye. Prefer it when there's dollar signs in my eye. You know, you can't choose. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm instantly going to find out where the, yep, okay, cool, and I'm going to cut along that axis. I'm going to make sure I'm cutting cleanly along that axis because I don't want to ruin this. Right. There we go. So what have we got here? We've got a nice chunk of sand right in the middle there. And we've been able to essentially get rid of all of that. Seeing we're starting to run out of serious time here because I'm 1:30 now. And my eye only lasts for so long. It's not like I go blind. It's just, yeah, opal cutters, don't do that, you'll go blind. No, it's not because of that. It's just that I strongly believe that you can only spend so much time cutting the opal before you start making mistakes. So I've started hunting around for the Magnum opal, and I think this one is going to be it because look at that. What I can also do is I can just roll it in a bit so we can put this side into play. Then I can straighten it out from this corner to get a nice triangular stone. Yeah, okay, not bad. So here we go. Well, that's easy as they say. Absolutely no trouble whatsoever. Complete delight to cut this one. The only issue is there's a bit of overhang down here, which has got obviously good precious opal on it. Means I am going to have to get rid of some of that, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. And what I'm doing now is I'm just looking at it. Yep, I'm going to carve it in a bit, carve it in a bit, carve it in a bit. I think we're going to end up with a drop. We are going to end up with a drop. Just straightening out all the edges. Straightening out the edges is more important than you think. It's not just getting that pretty opal exposed. Once you get it onto a dot stick, you need to be able to control the opal precisely. And if you can't control it precisely, you're never going to get a good shine. So, or you're never going to get a good looking opal, because you can have freeform, but sometimes, I don't know, the best way of describing it is a freeform opal is one which is not a standard shape. You can have an attractive freeform, you can have an ugly looking freeform. There we go. Beautiful little stone that. That is a magnum opal. Congratulations, Phil. It's also double-sided. What I'm going to do is, just for funsies, cut this one, because these ones usually have some good colour underneath. A lot of the time they're too thin to make into a good opal, but not bad that side. Let's have a look at this side though. Maybe this side will be better. Ooh. Oh. Boo. Get rid of that one. I'll have a look at this side. Oh well, wasn't anything to write home about. Let's yeah, I'll do one more. Let's have a look at this one. Ding. I've already got my magnum opal, so I'm just having a bit of fun here, just taking the sand off this bit. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, thanks for the like, whoever did that. It's very kind of you. It's weird. Likes mean more when you're making the YouTube videos and people realise. It's just the algorithm starts going, oh, this person's important, is he? Oh, better give it some love. Maybe a crack here, so that'll be interesting. Watch the thing fly apart. Having a look around. Nah, not much to write home about. I've still got a feeling of fun in me. I want to just have a look and see if I can find one more really cool one. Maybe this one, maybe this one. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. What I was going for. Just having a look around. I want to do one more mystery stone. Want to get a mystery stone and see if I can find something cool in it. I'll be happy if I don't find something cool in it. I just want to explore it myself. That's the... That's more of the issue than just, you know, getting a good stone. Finding one. I can't do a big one. I'll do a... Which one will I do? Okay, these two. They're tiny. Oh, these three. That's it, and I promise I'll be done then. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look underneath this one. We'll just do a quick unveiling, really, and then we'll move on to the next one. There's a bit of colour here, that's why I picked it. Okay, so let's go to the other side. See what happens. It's going to happen, come on. Come on, you good thing. Sometimes cutting opals is like a train wreck. You just can't stop, can't look away. Don't want to cut into that purple end too much because that's kind of, well, colourful. That's where that ends. There's purple here too, I can see it. So can it turn into something cool? Let's just do it. Zing all the way around the side, cutting away all the purple, just to see what's in the middle, basically. Well, there is colour there, it's just not that bright colour I was hoping for. Let me just, whilst I'm here, I may as well just finish it up. Boo! Alright. So let's do this one. It's a bit concave. So don't know what to do with it. If it actually does end up having good opal in it, it'll be very difficult to shape, but you know, let's have a look anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through the middle here. That'll make it easier to shape if there is precious opal anyway. Doesn't look like much, but we'll see. A bit. Not huge, but a bit. That's not bad. I think there's a chunk of sand right in the way though. So we can get rid of that. Or will we get rid of the precious opal when we're doing it? Who knows? That's the whole issue with this thing. Now I've been having a look at the viewer count. Now do you realise that there is a chance that one of you people will be the millionth viewer? Because I'm on 947,000 views or something like that. So if I happen to get you know, another 53,000 views this time, which will be a record, I admit, but it's an achievable record. And I've noticed that the numbers have been fluctuating in that direction. That means that either this stream or next stream in my calculations, if this stream is a record stream, then the last person pretty much to tune in will actually be the millionth guy. That was nothing. Or pretty close to the first person to tune in the next day, or the next stream that I do. Sadly, I have no way of finding out who that person would be. So I'd love to give them a message and saying, yeah, you're my millionth viewer. Considering some people view for like, you know, 13 seconds, that'd be hilarious if they just jumped on for 13 seconds, jumped out again, and were number 1 million. So what have we got here? Nothing, nada. Now let me see where that other piece flew. Because this is the bit that's got the colour in it. Oh, would you look at that? There's more colour in here than I realised. Way more colour. Ooh. That's a nice surprise. Let's just tidy up all the sides and see if we can figure out where the least sand is, because that's probably going to be the most presentable in the long run. Cut down here. Will I see anything I regret? No, not so far. Whee! As you can see, I'm getting sloppy. So this will be the last stone. But don't worry, there's a little bit of entertainment to go. If you've been here, you'll know that we go and interact with the birds for about 5 minutes, and then I say goodbye. That is the routine. You'll know when we're about to finish when I do the birdie splat with Pony the pigeon. That makes no sense at the moment, I know. But don't worry, it will soon. Still don't know what side it's going to face to, but there's actually that line there, which is interesting. For such a little opal, it's giving me a lot of trouble. And the reason it's giving a lot of trouble is because there's potentially something in here. Buried deep within, very hard to get, just the way I like it really. As you can see, I'm starting to understand how it's layering itself, so I'm gradually shaping it the correct way. But this bit here, there's a little bit of colour here which I don't want to lose, so I'm hopefully going to keep that. by carefully angling it various ways. Getting rid of the sand here, sand there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, it's made me work for it, but if it comes to nothing, I do apologise. We do have a nice opal to show you anyway, so this is just a surplus opal just to have a bit of fun. So I did cut through that final bit of colour just to try and get to something better. And there's that something better. Come in. Wait! You're kidding me? Where did it go? There it is. Good. Just looking now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly work on this corner here. Flatten that out. So I can see the blue sitting upon the top of that. There's the blue, and that's where we're going for. But we're going the long way because we don't want to necessarily kill any opal that's precious. Although I don't know how much precious opal we've got to deal with. Probably just that blue spot, really. What have we got here? Precious, come on. Come on, precious. No, not looking good. Okay, I'm going to cut to that colour bar, which is basically black. We'll see if there's anything there. That's not looking good, I'm afraid, guys. Looks like a bit of a washout. No, it isn't. Look at that. Would you look at that right at the very end? Right at the very end. Well, that's an opal that kept you guessing until the end. There's no way I could have predicted that kind of suspenseful finish. Oh, isn't that great? What a great little opal to finish off on. It may make a good stone yet, but I just like the way that it just showed up. Maybe not worth the effort, but it still was quite a fun opal just to get to. It's worth the effort, might I just say, because I've just uncovered a whole heap more of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly give it a bit of a zhoosh. Going to run it around the outside. It's going to be a weird one, but I'm certainly cutting this one into a stone. If no one buys it, I'm taking it because it took a lot of effort to get it. Oh yeah. A lot of effort for such a small stone. But I got it. Woohoo! There we go. Now just zing, 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 zing. And I've secured the opal. Brilliant. There we go. Lovely. Not the best stone I've ever cut, but it's certainly the most satisfying, I reckon. Oh boy, thanks for the likes. Another 2, I think, happened whilst I was doing that stone. Oh. Right. We're not done yet. You can see this is my setup. I'll give you a quick tour for those people who don't know what you're looking at. So I put the phone onto this plate here, zooming right out so you can see. This plate here is just a sheet of glass that I've taken from a printer. That piece of material there is just to tell me where to orient the camera so that it'll go on. So that's a light that I've been using to try and identify the colour. That's been what has made you able to see the colour of the opals. It's really hard to get the lights to work properly. Moving up to the top here, this is where all the water comes from. Just a mass of jugs. I've got a little Coke bottle here which has got an indicator. You can see it's got maximum, critical, we're nearly at critical, and we've got MT, which of course is empty. So I try not to, oh, interesting. I try not to go beyond the empty, because basically these are all full of water, and if these lines ever empty themselves, if the water level goes below the level of these lines, then I have to recharge them like a siphon pump. It's quite annoying. All of this is working by gravity. I don't have to do anything, but if it all stops, I have to recharge it all. Here are some medical devices. These are just from drips. That's on, this is off. I've just turned off the water that's going to this here. All the wastewater drips down into this. I have this here to recycle the water. So sometimes I'm sitting there going, oh, I've got to refill. And this is what I'm doing. I'm picking up this and I'm just refilling straight away. Now I only do this 2 or 3 times. You can see that water's got a little bit of muck in it. That's the last time I'm probably going to use it to refill. Next time I'll be doing it from the tap. That's easy to do because I've got a hose here. But the deal is I'm trying to conserve water wherever I go. So I will give it as many uses as I think I can without it getting all stinky. And it can get stinky because this is Australia and everything gets stinky in Australia. But this is just opal dust that's in here. And so it's not going to hurt to have a little bit of murky water just for the short term. Whoop, there we go. Filling up. Now you'll notice that the indicator is slowly rising. That's because water is being fed evenly. Look, you just saw some bubbles going through. Water is being fed evenly to all of these small bottles to give me approximately 100 litres. I think that's about 60 gallons of water. Whoop, there it goes. And opal went. That's kind of how that bit works. Now, I've accidentally, oh, can turn off the light. Excellent. So we'll move over to this bit because that's not where the opals finish, is it? Once you've gotten the opal sorted out, you have to put it onto a dop stick, which is one of these guys. I'll just try and... You can see it's quite dry at the moment, doesn't look like anything. So the way to get that into some kind of decent shape, I had 2 other valves that I was opening. So we open up this one. It's not a valve, it's a drip line, but yeah. Open up these 2, and what you'll see is water will start coming out onto these. Well, there you go. You can see water going onto this one, and water will be going onto this one. Oh, there's a kink. Hang on. Is that better? Yep, water's coming out now. All right. So then I just turn it on here. And now we've got a situation where I can get this on the top stick and I can spin it on this relatively coarse sandpaper. Just like that. I'm very gentle at this stage because there's a few things that can go wrong. For a start, this thing is dopped on wax. And the wax can melt. So if I am a bit too vigorous, then it'll heat up the wax and the opal will fall off, which is not very good. Suboptimal, I would call that. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get it all to become a little bit more organic in shape at the moment. There's a few different styles. You basically keep the opal moving on the paper here. This is some very hard wearing sandpaper basically. It's equivalent of about 180 grit, I think. So what I'm doing is I'm rocking it up and down, and the whole idea of rocking it up and down like that is to kind of get it into a domey sort of shape. Sometimes I will even go back to the other machine over there to get this done right, just depending on what's going on. This is a particularly tough opal to be doing. So what I'll do is I'll just pretend, we'll move on with another opal, I think, just to make it easier. What's this one? Okay. So this drop shape will be much easier to produce. That was a very difficult shape to deal with. It'll take a few more than a few minutes, put it that way. This one I can easily, well, more easily get it into shape. As you can see, it's starting to move from kind of a hexagonal kind of shape to a more organic drop style shape. And because this is a demonstration, I'm not going to do this perfectly. I'm just going to do it to the point where you can actually see what's going on. A lot of material can be removed here, so you've got to be kind and gentle. But this is also where the magic happens. As you do this, you'll find out that the opal will start taking on a shine of its own. You don't have to wet it anymore. And this is where it starts to get more fun. But also, this is where you can really start to make some big blunders, because the opal lives or dies on the way you shape it. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure there's a, ouch, there is a really sharp angle between the top and the bottom. And I think, interesting. Pretending that I've gotten all that done, we will just move on to here. This is 1000 grit sandpaper. So one of the other guys actually mentioned that's quite a step up, and they're right, it is. But I found that kind of step up actually works. So what you can see here is it's now starting to get, I'll zoom in so you can see. It starts to get quite shiny at this point. Can you see that? There's a bit of moisture on there as well, but there's also a lot of shine that's starting to happen. Look, there we go. Sorry about that. Terrible camera work and all. But you can see it's starting to really develop a kind of a shine. Now I'm not going to show you the whole process because it'll take hours, but you start polishing the top. Now I'll get a flat spot on there just to make sure we've got a small amount of shine that's going on here. You can see it's not perfect, but you know, this is how it all works. I know I haven't got it flat on there either, so I'm just going to have to do small circles to try and get it to have some kind of semblance of what a good opal is supposed to be. Yeah, I'll just wipe that bit off. So you can see that now we're starting to get a nice shine on it. It doesn't need to be wet anymore. Also, that needs to have a little bit more work done on it, but we won't worry too much. Here's the final section. I'm going to move back. This is just a chunk of felt, and I have these syringes full of various grits, and eventually we end up with cerium oxide, which is the equivalent of 3000 grit. This is actually 10,000 grit, the bit that I'm using. I found that if you go a little bit beyond what the cerium oxide does, it actually produces a better result. But this is only for demonstration purposes anyway, so no biggie. So basically, you also soak the wheel, because this is oil on the grit. So you sit there and you just gradually put the paste on. Combination of the soft felt and the hard diamond paste at a very, very tiny size really gives a good polish to the opal. And when you put the cerium oxide on, some of the cerium actually melts into crevices as well, so it becomes a real, like, it just buffs it to a real professional finish. So we're not going to get that professional finish right now, but we'll kind of show you a bit of what I like. Where are we? There you go. Well, come on. So you can see it's getting a bit of a shine onto it. But I'm not going to do the whole shining process, it just takes too long. But that's how it all kind of works. And the cerium oxide, these are the dop sticks. I will show you the dopping procedure another time. See, it says dops, spare dops. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to flick this off. Whee! And I'm going to turn these off, because if I leave them on, they will corrode the blades, and they will also degrade the sandpaper, and it'll bubble up and it'll become inconsistent. It'll be horrible to use. This thing, I'm going to attach it later. Got a lot of stuff that I need to do. Oh boy. So, moving inside, this is an incredibly important part of the operation. This is the cockatoos. So, some mango.
Mango cake.
No, I'm going to get you some food in a minute. Okay, hang on. Loki, do you want to come out? Or are you just busily... Why are you down there?
Oh, look, hello. Hello. Hi.
There's also a daughter here.
You want to come out? No. The answer is a very fucking no.
You can hear that click, 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 click. That's Loki enjoying life. But she's been a bit stressed out lately, and that's a worry, because stressed birds pluck, and plucked birds don't look good. It's not that we're here to make them look good.
Well, also, plucking birds are not like mentally healthy, and it's a self-harming behavior. If you have a self-harming kid, you don't want that happening either. It's not because the kid doesn't look good, it's because it's terrible behavior to be blood.
True. There we go. Oh, 199. Welcome, people, to the bird section.
Bird segment. Hello there.
Bird segment. This is Max. Both of these cockatoos are rescues.
Hello. I like it when she buries her face in my hand.
Yeah, I know. It's very cute. Yeah. So,
Ronnie's there just angrily staring.
yeah, that's right. So what I'm doing at the moment is, like, if you have a look inside their crest, and I'll show you inside a cockatoo's crest. I'm sure not everyone sees that part of a cockatoo.
Oh,
There we go. Pin for, of course she's got.
Yeah, I got them out all like yesterday, and I can't believe she still has more.
I know. Oh, thank you.
Hello.
It is. This is a pin feather, and you kind of crush the end of it and get the thing out, and they get the sheathing off, and that all falls down to the bottom of the cage that you have to vacuum out later. Welcome, Zanaldo. I think that's it. My eyesight isn't as good as it used to be, and I also have opal in my eyes. So, sorry.
Hey, you. Oh yes, you are very cute.
Yeah. These birds are both rescues. Actually, all the animals in our house are rescues. So,
Is Daphne a rescue?
I think so. I can't vouch for the dog. I don't know how the dog got here.
Hello. Hi, Loki. Yeah, hi.
But it's this kind of time, and Max knows that at the end of opal cutting time, look, there's some more feather guff. Max knows that at the end of the opal cutting time, he gets to roam free for a little while. And so he's happy to get a scratch. He's also happy to roam free. It's 8 o'clock, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You've been out cutting for a while.
2 hours and 14 minutes. Okay. So, Max, would you like to exit the cage? Would you like to exit?
I gave him a scratch this morning.
Yeah. Do I have to do it formally? Do I have to formally...
You want to get out the stick of get out.
I'll get the stick of get out. No worries. Oh, hang on. I can't use the stick of get out. I have to use the chair of get out. There's a mirror.
So he's immediately like,
No.
no.
Okay, Max.
Oh, baby girl.
Here we go.
Stick of distrust.
I don't know how to help you. Come on. You can do it. My daughter just moved away. Move away. Move away. Just move away. He'll be all right.
He wants pets.
I know he wants pets. Just move away. He'll be right. We have given you the chair to get out. You can climb.
No,
He's getting on top of the cage.
does not like the chair.
That's all right.
Hello. You're a beautiful, beautiful girl.
How you feeling now?
Hi. Hi.
Now, are you feeling like going for a bit of a fly? Because you need to. You've been in the cage all week.
Why are you hissing me? What do I do?
Okay, just so that you know, ladies and gentlemen, Max the cockatoo is a boy. Loki the cockatoo is a girl. Max likes Loki.
Loki could not be more disinterested in Max.
Precisely. It is one of those love stories which,
Doesn't end happily.
no, which probably ends the way that most love stories ends. But
We also think Loki is ridiculously a lot younger than Max.
yeah, so it's like, you know, it's a bit you. So
But also Max was wild caught, so we think that he probably had a group of people that he, I guess not people, cockatoos, that he, was situated with. So he might have had a lady love there.
don't know.
Loki's just his only option currently.
Yeah, okay, that's basically the story. Just so that you know, if you have a look at the first time I got Max, it'll be if you sort the shorts by most viewed, there's one that was viewed 100,000 times. When I first got Max, his wings were clipped and he couldn't fly anywhere. That's why I've got him at all. If I could release him, I would.
I want to find his folks.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the story of Max. But I'm going to move over to Pony now.
Now, before Dad does this, I do want to show you that my father is very good at handling birds. Because Pony, that typical...
Oh, there you go.
Well, never mind.
Pony also has got very bad eyesight.
Yeah. Hello. I can't believe you're letting me do it. It's me, Pony. It's me, the one you adore.
We got Max giving me the...
Hi, Pony. It's me.
I suppose giving me the bird. And Max does not like the attention shifting.
Oh, hi. Oh, yes. Oh, hello.
All right. Well, Pony has demonstrated nothing.
Yeah, typically Pony...
Pony knows how to displease people. Come here. Come here. This is the final thing we do, the Pony splat.
Yeah!
Splat.
Oh, yeah, frick yeah, sorry. I know you're on stream.
Pony splat. Pony kind of snuggles into me when I do this. Then I flip the screen around. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the stream.
Sorry.
Like and subscribe on the way out if you enjoyed. Yeah, you can kiss Pony. There we go. Like and subscribe on the way out. I hope you enjoyed all of the ins and outs of maintaining an opal machine, looking at a really crazy cockatoo.
Hello! He's just playing for Loki,
Yeah.
but Loki is so uninterested.
I'm really, really magnificent. I don't care. I'm magnificent. I don't care. Poor Max. Anyway, that's the stream. Have a lovely day, night, evening, whatever you've got going over in your place. Oh, thank you for the likes. Yes, thank you. So, an extra like just appeared. Dr. Phil out. See you next one.